Wow. So I guess you can really say that Truist Park in Atlanta is the Marlins' ultimate house of horror. Like, Truist Park is literally our cemetery, our graveyard. We cannot win at Truist Park. The Marlins lose the series opener to the Atlanta Braves once again in Atlanta by a score of 4-2. First game post trade deadline, and my God, there's a lot to unpack. Well, to be honest with you, there's not a lot to unpack about this game, but there's a lot of other things to talk about. I'm looking at my notes here for this game, and to be honest with you, it feels incomplete. It really does. But I swear to God, like this is everything. Everything on this paper, on this notebook right now. This honestly feels incomplete to me. To me, it does. To me, it does. It honestly feels incomplete because I don't really have many things to say about this game today. This game, from the get go, was a train wreck. Coming into this game, coming into this series, you're like, all right, like I know that Atlanta is Atlanta, and I think I saw it on Fish on First on their Twitter page. It was somebody, I believe it was Fish on First. There was a tweet that said that the Marlins have an all-time winning percentage of 295 against the Braves in Atlanta. Um, which is abysmal. And you know what? It's a place where we just can't win. We just cannot win in Atlanta. We've had struggles in New York. We've had struggles in Philadelphia, but Atlanta is the ultimate house of horror for the Miami Marlins. I mean, there's just nothing positive to say about any game that we play at Truist Park. So going through what happened today, the pitching was good at best. I guess you could say good at best, mainly because of Ryan Gusto. Ryan Gusto gave you exactly what you were asking for, maybe a little bit more, to be honest with you. I know, the 6 innings he gave us was more than what I was asking for, to be honest with you. But Ryan Gusto, solid start, kept us in the game. He did give up a solo shot to Ozzy Albies in the second inning, but was able to just give us a solid effort. Just it was just a one run from Ozzy Albies. Through 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, tossed out 5 guys, or struck out 5 guys. Um, 62 strikes on 83 pitches. I mean, Ryan Gusto gave you exactly what you were hoping for, what you were looking for, and he probably gave you more than what you were looking for, to be honest with you. Because, like I said, 6 innings for him. I know he doesn't really have that much of a chance to go deep into games like that. So for him to give you 6 innings, rather than just 4 or 5, whatever, I think that's great. Unfortunately, this offense just does not show up at all. Once again, the most bipolar offense in all of baseball resides in South Beach, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the bottom line. This ball club is so bipolar. Then again, you could say that about the Marlins' entire history, bipolar ball club, but just bad, man, just bad. This offense is just bad, and I'm gonna get into it real quick in a bit. But just to finish off the pitching, so Gusto gives us the 6 innings. John King comes in the seventh, and he gives up an Austin Riley 2-run homer. Which gave Atlanta a 3-0 lead. And to be honest with you, the game fell over. Once Austin Riley hit that ball, the game fell over, and it honestly was. It fell over. Um, but one interesting thing to note is that Victor Vanek made his Marlins debut this tonight, and to be honest with you, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't good by any means. I mean, he did load the bases when loading the bases with no outs is an automatic death situation. But he was able to get out of it. Gave up a hit, gave up only one earned run, uh, a walk. He hit a batter, and he struck out a batter. He struck out Ozzy Albies. in the eighth inning. I talked about it earlier. I posted a trade deadline video analyzing the trade deadline moves made by the Marlins, and I talked about Victor Vodnik and how he does have he does have some good stuff, especially on his four seam fastball, and the four seam fastball was as good as advertised tonight, 95 plus every time. Uh, he just throws straight heat, but at the same time, he's a guy that does walk a lot of batters. Walked one today. Does allow contact. That happens. You know what I mean? So he's a bit of a wild card. I kind of think of Victor Vodnik as a bootleg Mitch Williams. For those of you who know baseball from the 90s, Mitch Williams, the closer on the closing pitcher on the 1993 Phillies, and he was nicknamed Wild Thing for a reason, because he was enigmatic on the mound. I mean, you just did not know what you were gonna get. You didn't know if you could get a flawless save, or you could get a complete catastrophe, like a complete disaster and a blown opportunity, a blown lead. But so Victor Vodnik kind of reminds me of that a little bit, just because he is wild. Um, like I said, gives up walks, doesn't strike out a lot of guys, depends on ground balls a lot. You know, you don't know what you're going to get. And today, we already saw it was a roller coaster ride with him loading the bases, but he was able to get through it um, without giving up more than one run. So, shout out to Victor Vodnik. Like I said, the fastball was good, but definitely, he needs some work. But I do have confidence that we could polish him to where he could be a great setup man for, in this case, Pete Fairbanks, because I'm sure that's the role that he's going to be given, which is the eighth inning setup man for our closer. So good stuff. Okay at best from Victor Vodnik. Got out of a jam as best as he possibly could, only giving up the one run. I'm not too mad about that. I'm very encouraged by that. So I guess you could tip your hat to him if you want to for that solid stuff there by getting out of that jam without giving up a lot of runs. So good job by him. Now, the offense. The offense is just disgusting. I just said it. This is a bipolar ball club, a bipolar offense. One night, 10 hits, 6 runs, everything's clicking. And then the next night, crickets, nothing, zero, nada, kaput. That's exactly what this was today. The Marlins got shut out for the first 8 innings before they flirted with a comeback in the ninth inning, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But yeah, man, this offense is hot and cold, yin and yang, man. I mean, I don't know what to say. 6 guys left on base. I didn't write it down. I believe we had like 6 hits, 7 hits. But it almost felt like whenever we got on base, especially with guys in scoring position, just nothing. It's like if the Energizer Bunny ran out of juice for the first time ever. That's what it was, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it was. Anytime we got on base, nothing. And our best bats, some of our best bats are just, again, offers. I wrote down Leo Jimenez. He went 1 for 4. Not shocked, but I just wanted to write that down just because, this offense is awful, man. But Jimenez 1 for 4. Griffin Conine went 0 for 3. Owen Caissie went 0 for 4, and I could remember Colin and I must have mentioned it at some point in one of our earlier episodes that, man, once Owen Caissie gets back, we're gonna be clicking on all cylinders. Not tonight. Owen Caissie 0 for 4. So yeah, man. I mean, Ediberto Hernandez and Otto Lopez did have multi-hit games. They both went 2 for 4. So, congratulations for that. I wish someone else would have showed up today, offensively, to help them out. That would have been nice. But I wrote this down, and I wrote it in big bold letters. Agustin Ramirez. It's just stupid, man. It's just stupid, man. Agustin Ramirez, the glorious return of. So, Agustin Ramirez comes off an amazing rookie season last year, stinks up the joint, first month of the season or so. I forgot how many games he played. Then he gets sent down to AAA, stays in AAA. Then we trade Liam Hicks, which I still think is a good trade, by the way. I'm not backing down from that. I don't care what anybody says. I still think that's a good trade. But you trade Liam Hicks away, thinking, oh, Agustin Ramirez, he's been down in the minors for a while. He's going to come back. He's going to come back with a vengeance, and he's going to show exactly what he showed in his rookie season. Not tonight. It kind of reminds, it looks like the same Agustin Ramirez that left the Marlins organization and that got sent down to AAA Jacksonville, man. This guy should take another Laguagua to Jacksonville. Laguagua, I mean, come on, man. You should be the bus, and instead you're riding a bus to AAA, man. I mean, it's just bad. Like, I literally wrote Agustin Ramirez, LOL, on my notebook paper today. He subs in for Joe Mack in the 8th inning. He goes 0 for 2 with a strikeout in his first at-bat and a flyout. And then, okay, the offense wasn't there. 2 at-bats, 0 for 2, fine. But then he allows a pass ball behind the plate. I get it. It's only his first game back. But, wow, dog. Like, wow. It honestly looks like you haven't changed at all, man. How are we supposed to depend on you for defense if in your first game back you allow a passed ball? It's disgusting. So it's almost like the same Agustin Ramirez that left returned. And I get it, it's only one game, but Jesus Christ, man, it's almost like the same problems that he has, they come back up again in his first game back. I don't know what to say. Marlins in the 9th inning, like I said, they flirted with a comeback. They really did. Iglesias, the Braves closer, came in the game, and we loaded the bases quickly on him, which was weird, and we ended up scoring 2 runs. I forgot who batted in the runs, nor do I care. I don't care, man. I don't care. I didn't care to write it down because it doesn't matter. We lost anyway. In the same damn ballpark that's been causing us nightmares for generations. For decades, dude. Like, it doesn't matter, like, who you talk to. You could talk to a Marlins fan who's been around since 93, a newer Marlins fan, someone in the middle like myself. Like, it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we have. It doesn't matter our uniforms, our ball caps, our roster. It doesn't matter who we have. We cannot win in Truist Park. Can't win. And then the game ends in the most ludicrous but hilarious way possible. I was laughing. I'm sorry, but I was laughing. Jakob Marsee, the Marlins, with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th, down 4-2. 4-2. They cut the lead in half. They were down 4-0. And then they cut the lead in half to 4-2. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 9th. Jakob Marsee on second base. And the Marlins, Clayton McCullough's doing, or whoever is in charge of the over-aggressive base running, whoever decided to have the guys run a double steal was an idiot, dude. I'm sorry. Like, part of me understands why they went for the double steal, but at the same time, dude, you're down to your last out in the 9th inning with a guy on second base. Why try to steal base? Why try to steal third? Why, Jakob Marsee? Why? The game ends. He gets caught stealing. That's how the game ends. The game ends because Jakob Marsee gets caught stealing third base. And I forgot who was in the batter's box at that particular at bat. Again, doesn't matter because it's the same result every time we play here. But whoever was at bat, like I said, I forgot, and I did not write it down. Doesn't matter. But if that guy hits the ball deep against the wall somehow, some way, you're gonna scamper home, Jakob. So why steal third? Why? And again, stop trying to steal bases, bro. I'm sorry. You do not have Ricky Henderson speed. This kid really thinks that he's Ricky Henderson, man. This is the 13th time he's been caught stealing. And I get it. Xavier Edwards has been caught stealing a lot. Otto Lopez has been caught stealing a lot. Javier Sanoja too, man. And Javi is lackadaisical on the bases at times because he's extremely young. There's just no way to put it. Young people do stupid things at times, and Javier Sanoja has done stupid things because he's young. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. But, like, at least they have way better speed. I don't think Jakob Marsee has the best speed. Like, is it me? Am I seeing things? Is it just my opinion? I don't think Jakob Marsee's a flyer, dude. Why are you trying to steal third? So, with this loss, we dropped to a record of 58 and 56. I gotta go back. You know what? I'm gonna do research. I want to see our record in Truist Field since 2000. I'm going to go back and I'm going to check. I'm going to do the math. I'm going to go to champsorchumps.net. It's an awesome website, by the way. And I'm going to look at the series history starting all the way from 2000. And I'm going to see our record in Atlanta. Because I guarantee you it's absolutely abysmal. Like I said earlier at the top, a 290-something winning percentage in Atlanta coming into this ball game tonight. So I can only see how horrible our record is. I'm curious. But we have yet to win a game in Truist Field this season. Our record drops to 58 and 56, and we are now 2.5 games back behind the Diamondbacks for the last National League wild card playoff spot. As of right now, the last time I checked, the Diamondbacks are losing to the Padres 6-0 in the top of the fourth. So that is good. The Phillies beat the Nationals today, and the Cardinals and Pirates lost. The Cubs won as well. So Phillies beat the Nationals, Cubs win, Cardinals and Pirates lose, which is good for us. But also a couple other things that are off topic of this game before I wrap this video up. First of all, Jacob Lombard, our first round pick this season, this year, obviously last month, the MLB draft. Originally a University of Miami Hurricanes commit. Florida kid, right? So he's staying home in Florida. Gets his first hit, his first ever professional home run in minor league ball today. His second plate appearance of his professional career. His first plate appearance was a walk. Second plate appearance, kiss it goodbye. Awesome. I saw it on Twitter. Awesome stuff. I cannot wait for this kid, man. This kid, we gotta steal with this kid, with the 14th overall pick, a top 10 pick. Slides to us at 14. We gotta steal with this kid. I'm telling you, this kid is gonna be something special. I'm really hoping that he's gonna be a big time player for the Marlins. But he has a lot of great tools, man. So excited to see his future. And also on the funny side, to me it's funny because all I could do was laugh. The Marlins have such a cruel twist of fate. Like, this is a star-crossed franchise. And it's the little things like what happened tonight that make you feel that way. Liam Hicks. Liam Hicks hits a grand slam in his Tampa Bay Rays debut. You can't make this up. You can't make this up, man. 14 home runs in a Marlins uniform. At the time of his tenure here, his power started dipping, wasn't really hitting that deep anymore. Then he goes, and then he hits a grand slam in his first game. You can't make this up, man. You really can't. You can't make this up. You know, it's just as bad as whenever we sign a pitcher in free agency, Pete Fairbanks, and it ends up going bad. and it ends up going terribly wrong. This franchise, man. This franchise does nothing. It does this franchise does nothing but torture its extremely small fan base, including myself. But at the same time, you could either do one or two things. You can either cry and get upset, or you can laugh and find something funny from it. And I'm taking the second option. I'm finding this funny and I'm laughing because after so many years, you can only laugh at this point. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's the end. The Marlins, another stinker in Atlanta. A waste of time, a waste of your 3 hours. I apologize for everybody that wasted their time watching this awful, dreadful, disgusting, non-existent performance tonight. I mean, you could have traffic cones in the batter's box and they'd be just as effective as the Marlins bats tonight. So anyway, that's it. Awful, awful, awful stuff. Marlins coming back tomorrow. I know Eury Perez is going to be getting the start on the mound for the Marlins. Hopefully that goes well because Eury Perez has struggled in Atlanta as much as any other pitcher on the Marlins. I mean, it's just a fact. So hopefully he goes in, actually has a good start, a good outing, and hopefully, we could tie this 3-game series up at a game apiece because we got to win this series, man. I'm sorry, but we need to win games because you don't want to be 3 games, 4 games behind because then forget it. Once you reach that, it kind of feels over, at least for me with this ball club because this ball club never does anything right when it comes to on-the-field performance. But anyway, that's it, guys. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until next time, we'll catch you later on the next episode of the Sunshine Sports Podcast. We'll be talking about the Panthers pretty soon, an actual good team that's worth your time. I'm excited for that with Colin. We're going to be diving into their off-season. Can't wait for that. But yeah, until next time, see you later.